spelled my name wrong in both places. This time I don't even have a name card. It's okay, Beth.
Then
I'm
you
not
must
taking it
have.
personally.
Then
I took it. I threw it away because it was spelled wrong. It's okay. I like it anyway.
Well, so
Hi,
Jeanette,
Randy.
will you do me a favor? Will
No.
you just send me a quick email and remind me? Because what I did was I took the ones that I spelled incorrectly,
Oh.
so that I would
didn't give it back.
remember.
Okay.
Can I return this now?
Yeah.
Because I got it for my out-of-town sister. For her, she's here one day. I got it back.
And now I have to.
Now you have it.
So because you
And
took.
I'm leaving.
No problem. You're leaving.
Whether it was or it was happening in your presence. Yeah. I think for me, it was fantastic. That's great. I really enjoyed both of them. I mean, very, very good. That's awesome. Yeah, I feel like it's a big group. We don't know each other. Yeah, I think it's a good thing to do and go forward as well. That's great. Amanda and I will refresh the list. I'm at the back. Yeah, absolutely. For an hour, like my wife came up, I think it's sore for a second.
Are you good? Did you get it ready?
Yeah. We had a crisis this afternoon in the hour and a half that I was planning to write it. As I didn't get started until about
Crisis here or crisis home?
Michael and his staff and some guy from adult education who was screaming and yelling. Yeah.
Somebody from adult education.
One of the teachers was pissed off about where we put him
Oh,
and was screaming at Ellen.
really?
And then Michael was yelling at one of his guys, and
All right.
it was just a lot. I mean, it was worked out fine.
Is it resolved? And you're good for the Devar?
I think so. We'll
Hey,
find
Michael,
out.
How are you?
Ladies, gentlemen, friends, your name cards are on the stage. If you have not received or picked up your name tag that has your name and position on the name tag, it is also up in the front. You may grab them if you would like.
And we'll start in about 30 seconds.
Is that for real? We're doing it? Yeah. Cool. Awesome. Okay. Sounds good. Okay.
How are you, Doc? Good, okay. You're leaving me hanging? Great. You're leaving me hanging? Yeah, I want to shake your hand.
Danielle, congratulations. How was it? Was it great? You look beautiful. I saw a picture. Oh my God, you look so beautiful. Was it a great?
This is what happens.
Everything
This is the
was
love I
amazing.
get. It never ends. It's just brutal. The C in my name, it's just real.
Good.
That's my problem.
Hello, everybody. Good evening. Good to see everyone. I was getting emails after my emails all afternoon. I was getting email after email. I'm not feeling well. I'm not feeling well. I'm not feeling well. So a lot of people aren't here tonight. But I'm glad to see that everyone is, and the folks who are streaming, hello, and hope everyone is doing well. So we'll start tonight with a Devar from our executive director, Ben Wachstein.
Hello, everybody. In this week's portion, we read once again about Noah. One of the things that we learn early on is that Noah was a righteous man. He was blameless in his age, and Noah walked with God. As I read this portion, and then scoured commentaries to gain some insight, I noticed that there was an interesting argument that I was unaware of. The conflict was Noah a righteous, blameless man who walked with God because he was just an all-time good dude? Or was it that he was compared to everybody else in the world at that time, and based on that, he was just the best? One commentary suggested that perhaps if Abraham had been Noah's contemporary, then Noah wouldn't have stood out as he did. As an aside, it was interesting that we do this with people from the Torah, like we do NBA basketball players. Could Michael Jordan have played against this person or that person? We do the same thing in the Torah. Would this person have been better in this time than Noah at that time? But I didn't really want to get into the middle of that argument. Instead, I wanted to focus on Noah as a leader. In that, it doesn't really appear that Noah was a leader. That's not to say that Noah wasn't good or righteous, or that he wasn't a hard worker. He did, and after all, he did collect the animals and build an ark. But a leader, all the evidence points to no. You see, Noah lived at a time when God saw humankind as corrupt. But he saw Noah as evidence that people could be good. And Noah's goodness did not seem to rub off on others. Rabbi Lord Jonathan Sacks once wrote in a commentary, Noah was a good man in a bad age, but his influence on the life of his contemporaries was apparently non-existent. That is implicit in God's statement, you alone have I found righteous in this whole generation. Rabbi Sacks went on saying, the famous debate among the sages as to whether the phrase perfect in his generations is praise or criticism may well relate to this. Some said that perfect in his generations means that he was perfect only relative to the low standard then prevailing. Had he lived in the generation of Abraham, as I mentioned, they said he would have been insignificant. Others said the opposite. If in a wicked generation Noah was righteous, how much better would he have been in a time with role models like Abraham? I'd like to ask a different question. I'm wondering what would have happened in the time of Noah if he had had a partner. If there was, if a leader had been there as the yin to Noah's yang, someone who could have messaged Noah's goodness, helped others to see the benefits of being righteous and kind, someone who would have helped transform society using Noah's goodness as a model. Would it have helped? Who knows? But it would have been a good story one way or another. For a bit, I was disappointed with Noah today. Why didn't he just step up? Why didn't he do what I would have done? Got up on a ladder or a rock and yelled to everybody that it was time to change our ways and to do things better. Surely he must have known that there were other people that he liked or loved and that he wanted to save, but he didn't stand up for them. He didn't help them. But I think that's a little unfair to Noah. Because, and to be honest, to people in general, because not everyone's suited to be the leader. And Noah played his part exactly as he was asked to. I think about this scenario as it relates to Bethel. The people in this meeting, whether in the room or virtually, are our leaders. That's how we refer to this group. We talk about our leadership. But that word can be deceiving. You see, there are people in this room who have told me that the idea of moving up on the leadership ladder is their personal nightmare. I don't want to be in front of the group. I don't want to give speeches. I don't want to tell people what to do. They're happy to be on the board, but they would strongly prefer to be given tasks to complete rather than be put in charge of the whole project. And others, like that guy, who would prefer to be with the microphone in his or her hand, leading the way, creating a vision. Both types are needed. Both types are important. And we, as a group, are incredibly fortunate to have leaders who are interested in standing up in front of everybody and saying, follow me, and others who are willing to say, I'm going to follow and do. Because without both, we're nowhere. I wonder how the story of Noah would have played out had Noah had a leader around to help. And I am very thankful that we have both here.
Yashkoach, Ben, thank you very much. And beautifully written and said, and on short notice, I want to point out to everyone, so thank you. I just have a couple of quick housekeeping items. The financial report, not really housekeeping, it's major, but the financial report was emailed out. The key numbers, Hal couldn't be here tonight. We're 4 months into our fiscal year. Our revenues are almost exactly as we had budgeted, 92% to budget, and our expenses, we're actually doing better. We're 85% of expenses for where we are budgeted for the year. So overall in healthy shape. And if people have more questions about the financial report after you read it, let me know, or certainly let Hal know. I also emailed out the minutes for last month's meeting. Could I get a motion to approve those minutes? I'll do that. Thank you, Alan. Second, Helene. So they're passed. Thank you very much. Real quick, a couple of people came up to me before the meeting and told me they're really enjoying the coffee dates. I'm so glad to hear that. I hope you've met the folks, and if you have, we're gonna set those. We're gonna refresh that list so you have more people to meet. But I really appreciate that everybody's buying into that and participating in it, and hopefully meeting and getting to know each other a little bit more. Also, I'm really happy to introduce to you a new member of the team here. Jeremy Silbert has been hired as Bethel's new Director of Marketing and Communications. Terrific guy. We had lunch this week, and I want to welcome Jeremy to the team and give him a chance to introduce himself and say a few words.
Hello?
Yep.
Who hired the communications guy that can't get the microphone to work? Good evening. As David said, my name's Jeremy Silbert. I'm excited to be here as the new Director of Communications and Marketing. Our family, we've been members, Bethel. Both of our kids are downstairs also in the preschool. Not right now, physically. I wish they were still there. But this is just an amazing time to be here, 75th year anniversary. Over the last couple weeks, I've had the opportunity to meet some of you, and I'm looking forward to working with and getting to know the rest of you over the coming weeks and over the coming months. All of us know why Bethel is special. We get it in this room. The congregation gets it. But I'm really excited for the opportunity to tell stories and to showcase everything that we all know. So not just our members, but everyone, internally and externally, can hear the stories, can see our history as we celebrate 75 years. So I'm easy to find, Jeremy at Bethel Balto or right upstairs. And again, excited to be here, and thank you, David.
Jeremy, I'm just going to put you on the spot because I think people would be interested to know your career before you were here. Just tell us a little bit about what you did.
Absolutely. So, kid from Pikesville, grew up right on Stevenson Road, somehow transitioned. I won't bore you with the details from age 1 to age 19, but ended up going from Stevenson Road to the Baltimore City Police Department. Any parents in the room probably real excited, right? If your kid says, I'm going to be a police officer. Spent some time as a patrol officer working the area around Mondalman Mall. So, only 5.5 miles south on Reisterstown Road, but little different down there. I was a detective for a little while, and then in 2010, I became the spokesman for the Baltimore Police Department. It was supposed to be 30 days. I thought it would be fun. My dad would see me on TV. My mom would read my name in the paper, and 30 days turned into 11 years, and it was really a great experience. I left the police department as the deputy director of media relations, and I spent the last almost 2 years working for Melissa Hyatt, the Baltimore County Police Chief, doing strategic communications for her. Coincidentally, the first woman and Jewish police chief in Baltimore County, and here we are.
Awesome. Thanks, Jeremy. We're really psyched to have you here.
Thank you.
It's exciting. Yep. So I was back in the office. If anybody knows, there's mail. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm skipping ahead of myself. I want to go to Denise. I know Denise has something she's leaving for earlier tonight. And I just want to say before we do that, I hope everybody grabbed a car magnet and put it on your car. I hope everybody got a shot glass. The new logo is out. The 75th swag is starting to come out, and it's exciting. It's a fun feeling, and I'm excited when I see it on the cars around the community. The 75th, I say it again and again and again, is led by a dream team, and Denise is going to give an update on the Founders Shabbat, which is coming up. Perfect. Perfect.
Still on, good. Makes it easier. Okay, Founders Shabbat is on Saturday, November 12th, coming up soon, and it should be really exciting. We're really looking forward to it. Hopefully, everybody has gotten the Evite that was sent out. If you haven't, please look for it or contact Ben and let him know so he can make sure you get it. If you have received it, please respond, even if you can't attend, or talk to your families, talk to your friends who you think might enjoy it, especially if it's people who who have been around for a long time and really would enjoy. We're not just honoring the founders. Actually, part of this is to honor everybody who is a part of Bethel. So it's called Founders Shabbat, but it is for everybody. After the service, we're going to have a great kiddush here, and I don't want to say what it is we're having, but it's going to be pretty special. So we hope that you all join us. I think it'll be a really special day. Anything you want to add?
Of course. I can't help myself. I'm sorry. I just want to make sure that you've seen the 2 windows out here that our Founders Committee have done. There's one in this corner and then one behind, and also there are 2 clergy models as you go into the Gorn, which is very interesting back from the day. We're also honoring veterans. That is Veteran Shabbat. We will be honoring the veterans, so we certainly will not forget them. And it's the beginning of a very exciting year. So thank you. Is there anything else?
No, thanks, Denise. It's Denise and Keith's anniversary, by the way. Happy anniversary. So I was in the back. In the back of the offices, there are mailboxes. If anybody knows, if anybody's unfamiliar, I was getting stuff out of my mailbox one day, and Ruthie was standing right there, and she said, "Can I ask you a question? The men's club presents, the sisterhood presents. We never hear from the seniors, and the seniors are an incredible part of this community." And I said, "Ruthie, you are 100% correct, and let's get you on the calendar, you and Ellen, and I would love for you guys to update the board tonight on all the amazing work that you all are doing. I appreciate it."
No, we do. I'm not standing. Thank you, David, Board of Trustees. Thank you, David, and the Board of Trustees for allowing us to speak about the seniors. The mission of the seniors is to enrich the lives of the seniors by providing a high level of programming and entertainment in a setting designed to promote socialization and good fellowship. We meet once a month for either brunch, lunch, or dinner, while providing a variety of entertainment, such as discussions by our clergy, singers, or a community service project, just to name a few. Prior to the pandemic, we shifted to not only providing our seniors, but also for the community. In that regard, we provided 60 no-tie fleece blankets to the Children's Hospital in DC in memory of Mark and Eileen Rome's son, Jake. I can't get the papers apart. This year, we put together 80 gift bags for children whose families depend on supplies from the Community Crisis Center in memory of Becky Schwartz. We are also continuing the tradition of doing a senior Shabbat weekend. The second Saturday in July, the seniors lead the entire service.
We're responsible for leading the service, giving the Devar Torah, reading Torah, writing and presenting the sermon, and anything in between. On that Sunday, we have a special entertainment and a delicious dinner. The seniors, previously called Club 50, had 100 plus participants at their event with a membership of over 250. We currently have 100 paid up and courtesy members. Courtesy member represents anyone who has recently joined Bethel. We provide them with a year's free membership in hopes that they like what they see and join the following year. Our events usually host 40 to 50 members and guests. Our age requirement, according to our bylaws, is 50 and older. And I bet you everyone in this room is eligible to join. Yet most of our members are in their 80s and 90s, with a limited number in their late 60s and 70s. It seems unrealistic that with the number of seniors who belong to Bethel, we should have many more members and participants. In addition to serving our seniors, we have a responsibility to serve Bethel. We do this by selling Torah maintenance cards. The money raised is used when a Torah or Megillah needs repair. I have some packs of cards up here on the table, if anyone is interested. They're $2 a card or 6 for 10, and they can also be purchased from Amy or our member, Lois Balser. Thank you so much for allowing us to speak about the seniors.
Ruthie, thank you, and thanks for, yes. Thank you for all the work that you're doing. And Bruce and I were just kidding. We're members of the 29 Club, so.
We'll make an exception.
Okay. Thank you all. It's really, really nice. If you're around the building a lot, you see Ruthie and Ellen. They're fixtures here, and we really do appreciate all the work that you're doing in the community. Thank you. I am going to go to just, if anybody has anything to say about the Hagim, about the holidays, there are a couple things I want to say. The team here, Michael Ray, Ben, and Michael Ray, and the folks who work in the building, I just hope everybody appreciates all the work that was done. The sukkah comes up, it gets taken down, year in, year out. We had to make plans, obviously last minute, because Cantor King was sick, and we're so glad that you're well and feeling better. But those plans, you know, those plans, the changes that we need to make, and even just the regular work, the setting up of the books and the moving of the chairs, really, really fantastic. From what I saw, it all went pretty smoothly. We had a really nice and meaningful holiday season here. Does anybody have any thoughts or questions or any comments, or are the high holidays like 6 months ago by now? Thanks, Randy. Yes. Thank you. Thanks. All right. High holidays, rearview mirror. But thank you, everyone, for being here and all the support. I'm going to go to Ben. Do you want to give an update?
Yeah, so I'm going to talk a little bit about the high holidays because while they are in the past, I think everybody deserves some of the data that we collected. One of the things that we were concerned about as the holidays approached was what was COVID going to do, and what was the last 2 years going to do to attendance for the Chagim. And we knew, we were pretty confident that we were going to not be back to 2019 numbers. And when Cantor King went down with COVID on Erev Rosh Hashanah, we were also concerned that the numbers would really plummet at that time. Thankfully, in the Berman Rubin Sanctuary, we maxed out at about 800 people in there, which was well above where we were predicting. We were thinking that at the high water we're predicting. We were thinking that at the high water mark we would have close to 500 people in the Berman Rubin. Seeing 800 people walk in under those circumstances, especially that we were asking people to be masked, was a great sign, and we think is good news for the future as things normalize. In the Offutt, I believe that we had, we maxed out at about 500 at any given time. I think, I knew more about what was happening in the Berman Rubin in terms of numbers. It was just easier to get a sense of that. Steve?
Can you clarify as to what service you're referring to?
To be honest, I'm just talking about what the high water mark was. I would have to go back to my notes upstairs and talk about what was at each service. But we also know that at different services, different times, pre-COVID or today, that some services are going to be better attended than others. Online, we maxed out at just under, on any given service, about 800 unique viewers, which means that your computer logged on. Now, if you logged on with your phone, that's counted also as a unique view. So we can't tell you with any certainty how many people were actually watching. But we're comfortable knowing that on Yom Kippur, with almost 800 unique devices in the Berman Rubin, and in here we maxed out at around 600 unique views, which could be people going from one to the other. We just don't know. But we assume that not every individual device has one person watching. So we project, and I've done this with my colleagues, about 2.5 people per device. That's a lot of people who were watching. And one of the things that we're trying to figure out how to ascertain is how many people is there a group of people who are no longer willing to come in but only want to view? And that's going to be a very important discussion in the coming months, because we have to figure out what is bringing people in, what is not, and then how do we pivot at certain points. So there's a lot of work to be done with those numbers, and to figure out how to continue to evolve. And the challenges are not just Bethel's, they are being felt around the country and certainly in this community. But I will tell you that we are incredibly proud of the job that this team did during the holidays, from the clergy, our maintenance staff, to everybody upstairs in our education team. If you happen to be outside, you would have seen incredible family services being led by Cantor Blatt and Stephanie from the downtown school. And then when it was raining on, was it Yom Kippur that it was raining? When it was raining on Yom Kippur and we were afraid that we would have 10 kids in the Myers, it was filled with families laughing and singing and just really enjoying the holiday. So we really feel good about everything that has been happening. And I'll leave it there. Are there any questions, comments, suggestions? Gail?
Gail, if you don't mind, use that microphone so people streaming can hear you.
Just personally, we had 11 people watching from one computer in my family. And as far as for you're asking about what making changes, just for what it's worth, my mom's 90. She has a hard time hearing services when she's sitting in the sanctuary, but she was able to sit right next to the computer by the microphone, and she heard everything perfectly, and she had a wonderful time. So just, food for thought.
Thanks, Gail. If everybody was watching with 11 people, that was a lot of people watching.
Just don't tell the Budget and Finance Committee. I'll give the annual appeal update. Amanda's one of those people who weren't feeling well. Our annual appeal at this point is at $311,783, which is, I think, incredibly impressive and probably almost halfway to the goal. 278 donors, 11 first-time donors, and that number's increased by 34 donors. And I want to say to all of you, all of us in this room, thank you for participating in the annual appeal. It's really an honor to be able to say that our board and our officers have all contributed to the annual appeal. So we appreciate it, and it seems to be on a very, very good track. I was also asked to say that we're gearing up for Giving Tuesday. Is the day after I guess, the week of Thanksgiving. Giving Tuesday, I don't know if it's after or before Thanksgiving. I gotta look at a calendar. But Giving Tuesday is November 29th, and we're gonna have a plan for that. And we are also starting our annual appeal phone-a-thons, which take place in people's houses, and they're really an effective way to support Amanda's efforts. And actually, it's kind of a nice night. It's kind of a social night. So I'm gonna pass these around. Bruce, if you would start, and if you would all please sign up and participate. Yes. If you would sign up for a slot to participate in a phone-a-thon. It's really, really nice. It's a nice night. Let's see, what else? Membership update. Jill, do you want to give a quick membership update?
Hi, everyone. So this month, since our last board meeting, we had one resignation, but when I followed up with them, they got transferred to North Carolina. So it was no offense to us, they said. They just were going to join another synagogue in North Carolina. We have 5 new member families, and I think every one of them is either a religious school family or a preschool family. So I thought that was an interesting statistic. And just 2 things I want to mention. At the Men's Club Sukkah event, I sat with a new couple who joined about 6 weeks ago, and they were raving about every person that they met, how welcoming and warm. They were from New York, and they said they weren't expecting such a warmth and engaging community. And I think it's really a testament to Bethel how we are perceived by new members. They just felt immediately part of the family, which made me really proud. And the second thing I want to mention, I wanted to just thank Gail Willoughby, because Gail heads the new member committee, and every few months or so, Gail and maybe 1 or 2 other people and Gail deliver 20 sometimes bags to people from Ellicott City to Cockeysville to Hunt Valley, and they come and they spend the morning and they fill them with Shabbat candles and wine glasses and mugs and candy and challah, and then they deliver them all over, not even just Baltimore County. And I just think, Gail, that it's a really special thing that you do, and I know how much everyone appreciates it, because half of them call me to tell me how lovely it is, and I know that it means a lot to the new members, so thank you.
Thank you, Gail.
And we're looking for people to help Gail deliver and fill and do everything, so if anyone is interested, I'm sure she'd love some help.
Thanks, Jill. Dr. Bohr, I saw you walk in just at the right time. Are you ready to go? A school's update with from Dr. Bohr.
So, Erev Tov, good evening, everyone. On the Friday night during Sukkot, we had a preschool, Hebrew school dinner at the Sukkah, with 200 children and people. That was more than we anticipated to have. On Simchat Torah, on the evening, 30 new students in the kindergarten received the Torah. This is the largest cohort of kindergartens since many years ago. We have 25 new families in the Hebrew school. I spoke to Amy today. She confirmed that we have 25 students in the Hebrew school. Preschool is waiting list again on the infant toddler. I'm talking about preschool here. We are still in need of teachers, especially for the late stay. We still need teachers. We get more, but we can use more teachers. Tonight, I see it as an historic day. I'm running from here to the other wing of the school. We have 55 new Ulpan adults that are coming to study Hebrew. I had to hire 5 teachers. Among the 5 teachers, there are 2 rabbis, 1 PhD, and 3 of the teachers have master's degrees in Jewish studies. So it's going to start in the other part. We have 1 student right here. What group are you in? Advanced? Okay, we'll make you advanced. Okay. Oh, another student. Yeah, sure. It's also was open to the group that Rabbi Schwartz and I are going to take to Israel if people wanted to study a little bit Hebrew, conversational Hebrew. Ulpan Hebrew is just for conversational Hebrew. I want to say that this past Sunday we had a Hebrew school committee. Marisa is the chair of this committee, and the energy that committee projected was amazing. The committee was very happy with the high holiday services, the children's services, and one of the nicest part of the holiday was that the rabbis themselves, last week were standing right here and acted 3 characters from the Bible. Is Rabbi Sorokin here or no? Okay, so they were 3 characters from the Bible, and the families, they acted out, were so amazed and captured by this presentation. Otherwise, no news, good news. I'm running to start an Ulpan. If anyone wants to study Hebrew, you can still register. Marsha, you'll give the adult education report? Thank you. Have a good evening, everyone.
Thanks, Dr. Bohr. And the task force that's studying the downtown preschool is still very much hard at work. Elliot is going to say a few words about what's happening there. But we had a very productive meeting. I'm losing track of the days. Yesterday.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I just want to share with you that the current location is really not a good location where we should be. And so we're in the process of exploring other locations. The good news is we've done some exploration. We have found a place that will work for us. It is the building where the Friendship, I'm saying the exact words, the Federation for the Blind, thank you. And it's a great location in terms of the nearness to outdoor activities for kids. The building itself has tremendous possibility. We've been exploring, as I said, other locations. This is the only one, and that's an important statement for us to all realize. There have been delays in getting a response from the management of that facility, first in getting bids out for what renovations are needed, and then getting that information back to us. And so therefore, today, in fact, Ashley Cherkoff, who has done a phenomenal job in terms of the real estate aspect of this, hopefully had meetings with 2 possible construction organizations, and we're anxiously awaiting that report. For your information, we have 2 committees, one looking at the finances, the budget, the realities, and the other looking at the program and the marketing. And so I think we're progressing. I know there was a hope that we would have a report by November 1st, but I think that's been out of our control in terms of the delays that we've experienced. So thank you.
Thanks, Elliot, and thanks everyone for all the work the task force is doing. It's a question of numbers. We're waiting to get more information, and we need to evaluate that site. So appreciate the work that everyone's doing. Thank you. We did membership annual appeal. We did schools. Marcia, you're up.
Hi there. I'm going to do the report for adult education. The responses to the programming has been remarkable, and we just want to remind you of some of the upcoming programs. Our next First Wednesdays at Beth El Concert is November 2nd, next week. featuring Dr. John Lampkin II and friends. It's a quintet that specializes in presenting a repertoire of jazz standards and originals. In addition, there will be a new Yiddish class that begins in November and already has 15 enrolled. My story event is on Sunday, November 6th, featuring Lee Richmond, Dr. Lee Richmond, and her grandson, Rabbi Brian Wexler. That's at 7 p.m. And you have to register in order to get the Zoom for that. Something new, the Rabbi Loeb Center is planning a new My Story event on Sunday, December 4th at 7 p.m. to celebrate Bethel's 75th anniversary. David Harrison, as the present president, will be interviewing the grandsons of the original president of Bethel, who was Reuben Levinson, and many of you know all of that. David will be interviewing Richie Kolker and Bob Steinberg. So that should be really exciting. Rabbi Schwartz's Talmud class has 55 registered, and Adult Education will offer a new intermediate bridge class with Dennis Serpic in February and Beginner's Bridge in the spring with Rhoda Cohen. So lots going on in adult ed. Do you want me to do my other hat, or you want to wait?
No, you can stay there. I just wanted to know if you wanted to talk about, I've seen the emails come out about the discussion that's going to be held after Shabbat services this Saturday about dedicated to really the fact that anti-Semitism has been much more in our dialogue and in the news. And do you want to say a few words about that?
I would just say, make sure that you're here. It's after Shabbat services this Saturday, and it is such a serious issue for all of us with children, grandchildren, in the schools and out in the community, and the issues they are facing. So
It's Rabbi Schwartz, Rabbi Sorokin, and Howard Libet, is that right?
Howard, yes, from the Baltimore committee.
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And if you want to keep rolling and do your next one.
All right. I am the liaison from Sisterhood to the Social Action Committee, which is very active in the community. We have a number of projects that we support throughout the year. One of our ongoing is supporting the Community Crisis Center in Reisterstown. We haven't had a great response, but I think some of that may be on us that we're asking too often. We do have ongoing items that we're always collecting, and there is a basket out in the foyer that you can bring things as you come into services. You can bring diapers, you could bring cleaning products, any of those ongoing, plus stamps for a project in Howard County where one of the schools is trying to collect 6 million stamps to represent, unfortunately, the 6 million who were lost during the Holocaust. This coming month for November, and we usually collect on the day that there's another event going on in the synagogue, we usually have been collecting at sisterhood meetings the first Monday of the month. This month, we are collecting canned goods for the Community Crisis Center, proteins, that could be tuna, chicken, whatever comes in a can, as well as fruits, vegetables. What we do is to help that community that can't at this point help themselves. In addition, I'm sorry, I didn't mention the other big part of that, is the coat drive. So look through your coats when you go home. We will be collecting coats, and the Community Crisis Center is so appreciative because there are needs out there. So please drop them off. If you can't make it that day, call me or Randy or Anita. Any of us are available to pick up or be available for you to drop things off. And we decided we'd been collecting too much, but we're asking one more give, and that is for December. We support, the Social Action Committee supports Hana and families from Sinai. And our dear friend Ellen Budish is the collector. So if you want to give her $5, $10, $100, whatever it may be, we will be glad to accept cash or checks made out to Beth L with the tagline Social Action. And she will get the money, she will do the shopping for you, but we will be supporting and making a happy holiday for families at Hana and families at Sinai. So thank you, you're all great, and we need your help. Thank you.
That's a lot of work. Thanks, Marcia. Ellen, go ahead.
Just so you know, pre-pandemic, we supplied toys to Hana for the moms to come in and do a free shopping day. So they could come in, the toys were from infants up to like 18 years old. I bought like a bazillion toys. And they could just come in and pick out whatever they wanted. The last 2 years, and including this year, which will be the third year, we're giving them gift cards. And the people in charge of Hana will see that the appropriate amount of gift cards are given to the appropriate family. So if you have one child, you'll get a certain amount. If you have 5 children, you'll get 5 times that amount. As far as Sinai is concerned, we adopt families. I adopt families, 5 families. They range from a single parent, either mom or dad, and anywhere between 1, 2, or 3 children. And I buy them gifts. This year, I'm very excited I can go back to doing that, because the last 2 years, again, they were getting gift cards. And I give them the clothes that they need, that they want, and toys. So if anybody can help out, that would be great. You can put your checks in the senior box, where we always pick them up. You can mail them to my house. You can call me. I'll come get them. So thank you, David. I just wanted to add what we do.
Thank you both for all the work. It's really nice. The adopting families, we've done it in our house. It's a really good feeling. So I hope everybody can participate in some way in all of the things that Marcia mentioned, because there's quite a number of ways to help. A new group which I'm excited about is the Empty Nesters. Maybe not new, but resurgent. And Helene will say some words about the event that's coming up. That's also very exciting.
Good evening. So the Empty Nesters is a group that was formed probably about 8 years ago, and it was a little bit younger than the senior group, although there could be some age overlap. We did all kinds of things, and it was really a way to have people from shul kind of socialize and get to know one another, through shul. Obviously, it went on hold during COVID. We are having our first event a week from Saturday, November 5th. We are having a live band here in Offutt, the Wafflers. They are a local band. One of our Beth El congregants is part of the band, Mark Levy. It is going to be a super fun night. We have about 80 people registered now. We would love to have as many as you can, including friends from the community. So we have a price for members and non-members. It's in the flyer, in the affiliate, and the buzz. So we hope to see you guys there.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a really fun event. And when Marcia was talking, I don't see Jack and I don't see Herb, but I want to congratulate the Men's Club on their really successful event and dinner. It was really, really nice. If anybody was there, took a shot of whiskey and had a nice dinner and heard from Mike Preston. And the next week, if anybody was paying attention, Lamar Jackson did exactly what Mike Preston said he was going to do, if anybody was following the game. He called it pretty accurately. Any other committees or group want to speak? Anybody want to jump in? Anybody?
David, I'd like to, if I may.
You absolutely may, Cantor King.
As you're all aware, I did get COVID right before Rosh Hashanah and was unable to participate. But what some of you may not have been aware of is that we also lost our organist, Michael Britt, who got who got extremely sick and passed away in the weeks preceding Rosh Hashanah. He had been part of our community for a long time. He had been Bruce Eicher's replacement and his assistant for many years, took over as the chief organist and passed away shortly before the high holidays. We had to scramble to find someone to replace him, and we were able to find Adrik Asasak, who was a gifted organist. And if anyone who was listening for Rosh Hashanah Musaf or for Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, for Kol Nidre, you noticed a different kind of a sound, maybe a more vibrant sound, and that was Adrik at the organ. And we have been in negotiations with him, and we are confident that we'll be able to secure him to be our organist and ongoing, at least for the rest of this year. He does have family obligations outside of the state, which may take him away within the, after that time period, but at least through June, we'll have him here. So we're very grateful for that. Just want to let you all know that.
Thank you, Cantor King. It's been a tough year, I guess, for the community of our organists, but we're glad that you're talking to someone new, so thank you. Anybody else? Committees, affiliates, good and welfare, for the good of the order? Anyone have any comments, questions for any of us? Amy Steinberg motions to adjourn the meeting. And Alan seconds. Anybody else? Any other comments? So thanks, everybody. We'll see you. Our next meeting is November 30th. Happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy the season. This time of year just flies right by. So everyone enjoy and be well.
See you at Founders Shabbat.
All right. And we'll see you at Founders Shabbat. No,
You can leave your name tags on the table.
thanks, everyone. Hey, Cantor King, do it for 1 second.
You guys have known each other for a while? Yeah.
278.
All right. Good night. So where are we going to go? They're like, you guys have a regular gig, or what's the deal?
We have been going to Michael's because Mark has a ton of gift certificates.
He always has a ton
Well,
of
I think he gets paid in them sometimes. He gets like fee, and so he's like, I got all this stuff. I got to get rid of this stuff. So, I think he.
You used to have a serving script.
Taking notes. Right. He represent. I think he will say.
I want to make sure I'm
he
spelling it
represented
right.
somebody there that was a clerk at the merchant, and then he got that as like a spec. Yeah. So.
That's cool. Okay.
Yeah, I actually talked to him for a little while.
Okay. Excellent. And then, what was the name of the gentleman that did pass away? I want to make sure I spelled it right. V-I-C. Okay. So there was one to your trash. I know.
Commercial loan broker.
Where are they putting you up?
Rebecca. Hi. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
I'm gonna let you finish. Are you done your
Oh,
questions?
yeah, let me, I just
Okay.
wanted to make sure I spelled
Yes.
that. I didn't know how to spell the new organist's name, and I wanted to make sure I had it spelled correctly.
Spell it either.
What's up?
I
Oh,
owe
yes,
you the
five.
five. I owe you. I owe you.
David was just brought it up to me, and I'm like, I am not contacting Danielle until it's been a week, and I think I'm almost there.
I figured I would check in
Yes.
before your sector starts driving me crazy
Yeah, so are you
about it.
doing theirs too?
Yes, but I'm on a committee of, I'm a chair, but there are 3 chairs, and I did it last year, so I got it down. That's not a problem. Plus 2 staff members, so that's not.
Okay, well, Jill, I think, is going to be helping us.
Okay.
She's fantastic. And then it's probably going to be mostly me, as representing the Frumans.
Okay.
Because Neil definitely has no time. Kevin maybe will pop in. how does it work at
One thing I
Chester?
So, Charm City Run,
Yes, they've already contracted with Charm City Run, right, for the 5K?
everybody,
Yeah.
we paid a deposit.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Everybody says that.
From real estate guys, right? And they're like,
Oh,
hey,
it's really nice
20 years
service.
ago, I bought my kid a plane.
Everyone was there.
She did great. Never had it non-rented.
Thank you.
She rocked it.
I mean, it's everybody's idea. I haven't seen.
No one actually pulls the trigger, right?
Very few people follow
Yes,
through.
of course.
And
I will,
everybody
I will.
comes up to me and says, hey.
I feel like I need to brainstorm this.
So I haven't done it either. Right. So like I've had people like a lot of people come up to
They
me
do the
like,
route.
hey, you know, the numbers
They do
work.
the
you know,
route,
can you
the
help me with the title?
setup,
Always,
like
it's all,
the
yeah.
timing.
But very few people
Right.
follow up on it
Well,
and do it.
There's a lot that goes into like getting people their
Oh,
packets.
like where are they? Are they
Okay.
buying it? Like
College Park area.
like in that old town,
So,
like
like,
the houses
I-
themselves, or are they
I
doing
feel
like
like I
these
should
units in?
brainstorm all the things that
Okay.
need to happen and
Yeah.
email you.
Okay, that'd be great, because
Because
I'll
off the top
start
of my
getting
head-
volunteers.
Yeah, lots of volunteers for day of.
Yes, we'll definitely do
volunteers
that.
for packet pickup in advance.
The preschool, the infant and toddler, and the Hebrew school are all gonna be involved.
Okay,
So we have their support.
okay, that's amazing.
Like the I think the Hebrew school that day, I don't know if they're going, I mean, I would hope they would participate. That would be
Yeah.
great, because I would think that we would do like a family.
Yeah, we'll do
1
like
mile
a 5K
also.
and a fun
Yeah.
run.
Yeah, so maybe that will be
God,
Hebrew school that day. is
Okay.
That's my hope that they'll be okay with
Okay.
that.
See ya.
Bye,
Good seeing you.
bye,
Okay.
nice to see you. Yeah.
T-shirts.
Okay.
Well, normally, like, as we have to decide, like, what we're going to charge for each type of entry.
Right.
And part of that covers...
Sponsors.
Right, part of that covers the Charm City fee and
Right.
the T-shirt cost. Right, we need some, like, so we'll need, like, basically, like, a sponsorship chair.
Right. I'm not sure how they want to do sponsorship.
Okay.
Because that will be under Amanda, and I know there's a huge live event that month also.
Okay.
So
we'll
I'm not
feel the nut on
sure. Yes, we have to figure out. We don't want to ask too many people for too much
Okay.
money.
It's like on the T-shirts, they're
Yeah.
we would have the sponsor.
They might not be going down that road. I
Okay,
that I
okay,
don't
so
know.
we have to
Which would
ask.
yes, that would
Okay.
be a good question to ask.
Are we doing an auction? Live
Probably
or in
not.
person?
No.
Okay, no. Okay.
I think they just want it to be the run,
Fun event.
a 5K fun event with families to involve young families, and
Okay.
kids,
Okay.
and members.
And give them a way to celebrate.
Give
like-
them a way to celebrate, bring everyone here.
Okay.
And then have maybe some food trucks. I don't think they're
Easy.
looking to do auction
Okay.
or any, it's not, I don't think it's
It's not a
going-
fundraiser?
I don't think it's going to be. I don't think the
Okay.
goal, because I think they want the focus, and I wish Amanda was here tonight, 'cause that was my
Yeah.
big question.
I know.
Do you
Like,
want
what
the-
are we going for here?
Yes, I think we're going
Okay.
for more of the family fun event
Okay.
and getting, and not just families, but
Right.
members. Like this is going to
Okay.
be the big, everyone's invited to the Founders Shabbat, and everyone's invited to the 5K,
Okay.
but live is going to have a cost.
Okay. So yeah,
You
so
know
I
what I
wonder
mean?
then, will the 5K have a cost even? Are we even
I
charging
don't
people
even know.
to?
They
'Cause
might,
normally
they might
for-
not even, I don't know.
Is it a legit? I mean, Charm City's running it, so it's a legit 5K.
Right.
Like for people that are competitive.
Right.
People are used to paying.
Right.
you
It might
know,
just be a registration fee,
fee.
but no other fundraising.
Okay.
Just because I can't imagine they wanted to compete.
Yeah,
With
because I'm not right aware of all these other events
Yeah,
that are
yeah,
going
yeah,
on. And, like,
yeah. That's
right.
the other than the Founders
Balancing the
Shabbat.
asks. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. All right, then maybe we'll check in
I'm
with
gonna
Amanda.
get in with Amanda. I will
Okay.
get to Amanda. If you don't mind brainstorming what you do for Schechter,
Yeah.
and I'll get with Amanda. I feel terrible that she's not feeling well.
Yeah. Flu or COVID?
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
So I'll check in with her at some point this week and see what she wants.
Okay.
Because if we don't need the T-shirts and we don't need the sponsorship,
Yeah.
and it's really just going to be a fun, family-filled day.
Yeah. It would be fun to have shirts.
Yes. Right, of course.
And that's normally covered by a registration
By the
fee.
registration fee. Okay.
Yeah. 'cause
How
the-
much is the registration fee, Schechter? Do
I'll
you
have to
know?
go back and look at it. And it was
Okay.
like a really mean,
Or maybe
are we
1 fee
opening
for
it
the
up to the
5K?
community? Because that's another question. So there'd be like a member fee and a non-member fee.
That's a good, I mean,
Because you get people that like want
I
to
would
just
like
run
to.
in a race,
I
right?
would like to open
Yeah.
it to anyone.
So we
And awards. I think those are
yes,
always nice.
yes. So that's like we have to buy medals.
Okay.
And just decide.
Well, my brother-in-law happens to sell those, so I
Oh
have
yes,
it.
yes. Okay, good. Because that's something that Charm City helps with. You know, they'll give us a sheet of the finishers.
Okay.
So we just
Like
send-
by ages, right?
Yeah, right, by age group and gender.
Okay, great.
So right, so that's something to have to get great family connection.
Yes.
Good T-shirts. I'm sure we can figure out a connection there. There are a lot of people that have good T-shirts.
John does t-shirts too, so
Okay,
I have some big
Yes.
favors to ask.
Banners.
We can do
Food,
all that.
like food trucks. I'm sure.
Well, they
you
probably
know,
have to be kosher, which could be tricky. Kona ice is always good. I know. There's a,
what do we do?
someone was just telling me there's one on, there's a storefront across from Mariluna that may have a food truck. That's
Okay.
falafel, hummus,
Wow, so it
Mediterranean.
has to be kosher.
I would assume.
You
don't
can't
think?
just do dairy or meat. It has
Probably. Like you can't do pizza, you mean?
We'll have to ask because it's outside of
Well, maybe you can.
right? So if we kept it to dairy,
Like
then
Disney
could
Cow
have
or something.
like ice cream and pizza.
Yeah. Well, they've had this twist.
Yeah.
That's dairy.
Right, and it's
That's
sugar.
not. That's not. It can't be. I mean, yeah. Right.
So that's a question to ask. And we can also think about like, do we want to have any like kids activities?
Right.
Like bounce house or arts
Yes.
and crafts
Yes.
or whatever.
Yes. Yes. There's also this tile fundraiser
Okay.
with Art with a Heart,
Yes.
where they want families to purchase.
Okay.
And I don't know when they're planning on doing that,
Okay.
but I think it would be great to do
have
it
it
that
there.
day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't you think it would be
Yes.
great to have it that day? Like maybe even if they wanted to have people buy it before, so they know what to bring.
Right, and then to have it set up.
But they're making like a
for
mosaic.
after.
Remember Goldsmith or
Yeah.
Schechter did like a, you buy a tile around the new playground.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think they want, but I don't know where it's going yet.
Okay.
The mosaic. But it's a similar idea.
Okay.
I think that would be great to have while they're there. Why not have them
Definitely
make it?
for the after party.
Yeah.
Have it set up. and
That's what I
people
was
can-
thinking.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, and then the playground food trucks, the Art with the Heart, the
Okay.
bounce house is always great, or one of those like big obstacle course things.
Yes, for sure.
Although I have found at most of these 5Ks, people leave right after, too,
Unless you
unless you have enough for
make
them
it
to
a
do.
thing. Right.
Okay.
So like you have to advertise it in a way that makes people realize you're not just running or walking, you're staying.
Right.
So
Which is why it would be good to
we can have a DJ.
have a DJ would be fun,
Yeah. So that's
like an MC.
yes.
That would be fun.
So that helps.
Yes.
And then it's easy just to grab their mic to announce the winners.
Right. Right.
So we don't have to get into like all of that setup.
No,
The DJ just has it.
that would be great.
Yeah, so that helps make it like an after party. So
The DJ is a really good idea.
yeah, and that can be like Mike Pacino.
Where's the amendment?
Well, his kids went to preschool here. Are they still here? I don't know.
I'm gonna find it.
Because he did the Schechter
Okay, so he's done these 5Ks
5K.
before.
Yeah, like that's how I got to know him is when the kids were at preschool. I know his kids went to Fort Harrison. I
Yes.
don't know if they're in Hebrew school here or
Okay.
what. I'm not sure.
Okay. T-shirts and awards. And I guess our big question is this a fundraiser?
Fundraiser, right? And does it have to be kosher?
I wrote that down. Have
Oh,
to
you
be
did?
kosher.
Can it just be dairy?
Can it be dairy? then do we want, who's footing the bill for that?
So
That's another question.
that's not us footing the bill. That's right. Are we offering that,
Right.
or are we having people pay for it?
Yeah. That's another big question.
And if this is some stuff for Amanda, like, do we want sponsors? If we're not going down the big ask road,
Yeah.
we could do some smaller things to contribute, to the Bethel community. We could do like baskets. We get donations for like themed baskets.
And like do like a
And
raffle
then
ticket
we
kind
do
of
like
thing?
a raffle, or the way Schechter does it is it's part of the silent auction, so you can bid on
Oh.
the cool like arts and crafts basket is
Yeah.
always like the favorite.
Okay.
Like with like all sorts of like awesome supplies.
Yeah.
But we could do it as a raffle, or it could also be an auction like on paper, like if we're not getting into the sophisticated.
Oh, like a clipboard in front of each
Yeah,
basket? Yeah,
for
yeah.
bidding.
Right. That's
And we
always
can
good too.
decide what that goes to. Is there a general 75-year?
Yes, there is going to be
Right,
a campaign, but again, Amanda has this like master plan.
Yeah, and I haven't sat down with her, like, because she wanted to meet with me about that.
Yes.
And I had the vomit.
Okay, right.
I pushed her.
So I think
also.
I think everyone was kind of pushing it off until after the holidays, and then when the holidays got even more complicated,
Yeah.
I think everyone needed a minute to like breathe afterwards.
Yeah.
So I think everything's been kind of pushed.
Yeah, so I can meet with you guys too, just
That'd be
to
awesome.
be on the same page and talk
Okay.
to her.
Great.
Because there are so many different ways of raising money as at an event.
Right.
Whether we're talking big or little.
Right. Because I know she has a goal. She's trying to work out her goal for the 75th campaign,
Okay.
capital campaign.
Because I know, like, when she asked me just for my annual contribution, I was like, well, count me in, but, like, I don't know what's going on with, like,
Right.
all this, the big.
I know.
Because I kind of, like, emailed her, I'm like, well, my annual contribution, that's easy, but, like, is there something else for 75? Is, like, the Generations campaign,
Right,
I
yes,
didn't know
yes.
what was going on.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm happy to
I think that, I mean,
meet with
from what I remember before the holidays, the talk was, I don't know if they're going to unveil it all at the Founders Shabbat, but the Founders Shabbat is the kickoff to the year. It's
Okay.
November 12th, which of course is Matthew's bar mitzvah, so I can't be here.
Oh, Susan.
Right.
Yeah, I was
So
trying to figure out how. So, where's his?
it's here, but it's a Havdalah.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait, is his bar mitzvah the Founders Shabbat?
No, thank
Oh,
God.
okay.
Thank God.
I didn't realize you have one coming up too.
Yes. No, not Matthew, my nephew.
Oh, your nephew.
My nephew.
Okay.
Yeah, not mine.
Okay.
So his is a Havdalah, so I can't come to the Founders Shabbat because my dad will be in town and
Okay.
pictures and all of this.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure that's the kickoff. I don't know if that's what they're going to announce. I know they sent out this like quick flyer to everyone with the main events.
Yeah.
Which had the Founders Shabbat, the 5K, the live, which I just announced. There's like the ones at Island Shabbat that they always have.
Okay.
Like some just regular events that.
Okay.
I mean, I think the sukkah was supposed to be the kickoff, but then I think the weather and wasn't
Yeah.
great, so they moved it inside.
Okay.
So I'm gonna get with Amanda and get these first questions answered, and then set up a meeting.
Okay.
It would be great.
Yeah, I'm happy to help.
Thank you.
You're welcome, and I'll think about like what else in the meantime.
Okay.
Because I just thought to walk over. I didn't come with.
No,
a
I know.
list
I'm
of
so
things,
glad.
right?
No.
I just
I'm
wanted
so
to
glad you
say,
did because I want to.
Hey,
Yes.
I'm sort of free, right?
Sort
Like, I'm recovering. My